One cannot be anything but impressed with how rookie quarterback Aidan O'Connell has played for the Las Vegas Raiders this preseason. And as we get going into the last preseason game of the year before we get into the regular season, there's a question of who deserves to be that quarterback too. Now, obviously, Jarrett Stidham last year was that guy that came in and really did play well in the place of Derek Carr in a lot of different areas. But went to the Broncos this offseason, and that put the Raiders in kind of a bind because now they needed to find the guy that could be that number two, that could potentially be a starter if needed, if things did not go according to plan with Jimmy Garoppolo. And right now, if you look at the stats right now between Aidan O'Connell and Brian Hoyer, Aidan O'Connell is coming. He's coming for that quarterback 2 spot, and a guy like Brian Hoyer, I mean, I don't know that if you let him go, necessarily a team's going to pick him up. But I would bet dollars to donuts. I'd bet the farm. Let me take that back. That Aidan O'Connell most likely is not going to make it to the practice squad for the Raiders. I mean, you just look at these two guys, Aidan O'Connell, through 2 games, and then we'll get into being fair and extending the olive branch in a little bit of a second here, but 38 passing attempts, has completed 26 passes for 304 yards and 3 touchdowns, no picks. And Brian Hoyer on the flip side of that, who's really only played in 1 game, 12 of 22, 144 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 pick. And it's not even just the fact that the stats can be misleading. If you watch these guys on tape, Aidan O'Connell looks more comfortable than Brian Hoyer, than a seasoned veteran that has seen a thing or two with the Patriots and now with the Patriots and Texans and all those other teams, and now he's coming to the Raiders, and it just seems like the young gun in Aidan O'Connell is not only more confident, but he is also just playing all around better. He's throwing better deep balls. He's making better reads. He also didn't throw a pick 6 against the Rams. He just seems every bit of the competent backup number 2 that you would want behind Jimmy Garoppolo heading into the season. And like I said, I know Brian Hoyer, you kind of know what you're getting in him. He's a guy that can go ahead and kind of keep you in the game, maybe just get, like, if you have a lead, I think he can salt it away. But Aidan O'Connell, the way he's playing, could be a guy that has a lot more. He could develop potentially into a promising starter for the Raiders down the line if things don't work out with Jimmy Garoppolo. So, I think right now the Raiders are in an interesting spot because if they want to let Aidan O'Connell go all the way to the practice squad, I don't think it'll happen. Brian Hoyer, on the other hand, it's kind of a toss-up. So I think the Raiders really have to take a serious look at who they want to be their quarterback too. Right now, if we had to choose today, clearly I'm going with Aidan O'Connell, even though Brian Hoyer has more of that veteran experience. But Aidan O'Connell, to me, has shown in some cases to be better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, again, on the flip side of that, Brian Hoyer's only played 1 game. Jimmy Garoppolo had 4 passing plays this last game. So I know we have to tamp the brakes, but overall, Aidan O'Connell has been balling out this season. And I think he's coming for the Raiders' number 2 quarterback job. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below, all that wonderful stuff. Leave that like and that comment. That's what helps people find the show. But at the end of the day, let us know what you guys think about Aidan O'Connell, who is coming for the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback 2 position.